Okay. Oops. I started painting when I was a very young boy, and I started drawing when I was, I don't know, my mom would say possibly when I was about 3, or when I was able to hold the pencil correctly. I think I've been doing this for as long as I can remember, being an artist, that is. Mom originally thought maybe I started when I was about 8, something like that, you know. When I painted an outline of myself when I was in school. But then later she said that she was sure that I started when I was much younger than that. I started when I was about 3. But now she's gone back. She went back to the story that I started when I was 8. And so the truth is, I'm not sure which story I'm supposed to believe. I'm not saying she's wrong, but I'm just, pick a story, Mom. Yeah. Pick a story, stick with it, stay with it, yeah. Or stick to it, yeah. Let's see. Should worry about this more. Here, I think. I'm using graphite, by the way. None of this is penciled so far. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using pencil or not. It's kind of early to say whether I will be or not. so far this is entirely graphite. This is a moon here, and I'm working working on clouds to go around it and trying to build it up. I don't actually know what this picture is going to be. That's the funny thing about this. It's not going to be finished for quite a while, but that's okay because that doesn't bother me. Especially when you're talking about something this scale. Graphite is pretty easy to make. All you have to do is take pencils, particularly thick pencils, and just grind them with an emery board, or a fingernail file as they call them. Here, like this. You just take a pencil and, oh, here we go. You can take a pencil like what I've done with this. Take an emery board and just, rub it against scratch it against the emery board so that the flakes fall off into something you can catch it with. And the next thing you know, you've got yourself some graphite. No problem. It's just until you get a fair amount of graphite out of it. Because graphite's not much more than pencil lead is actually all it is. So, it's not a big deal. But it is really useful. Graphite is extremely useful. I'll be giving you a closer look at this later on. But right now, I still got a lot of work to do. So somebody might be wondering, why am I watching this, and why did you make this for me to watch? Well, it's a fair enough question. The reason I'm doing this is it's kind of an improvised tutorial. The best I can put it anyway. I'm just basically showing what you can do with graphite, and I guess, and how far you can go with it. See how long I can last doing this. Oh man. Because let's not make the mistake of thinking this is easy, because it's not. I did this section over here, what there is of this section. I did this in about 20 minutes or so, and I needed to sit down after that because my back was complaining and everything, so I needed to sit down and take a quick break. And while I was doing that, then I got the idea to make this video, and it sounded like a kind of a half-assed idea, but still sounded okay. So I thought, yeah, sure, why not? It's Sunday. I don't have to be anywhere until about 9 o'clock. About 9:30, because my daughter is getting off work at 10. And I don't intend to be doing this all the way till 9 o'clock, and that's not going to happen. But I will do this for now and try to provide a little bit of a tutorial for you if I can. Try to part with a few pearls of wisdom if I can come up with them. I do get some people that ask me, why don't you charge more for what you do? You know, for the things that you do. You could make some serious money out of it. And I told them, I said, look, I don't want to be thought of as a jerk. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. I don't want to be thought of as a jerk just because I want to keep my supplies up. And that is one of the reasons that sometimes I do have to charge more. Especially if you don't have anything to use, or if you have close to nothing to use and you really got to get your supplies up so you can do something. That's a good reason to do it. But you can't take advantage of that every time, because if you do, people start to see a pattern in it. And they'll think, hey, wait a minute, I could go somewhere and get something cheaper, something like this for cheaper, and not have to be hassled with whatever this guy is trying to do. So, you know, once if they decide to believe that you're trying to do this just for the money, they're going to go down the road and find somebody else that can do it and possibly do it better, and maybe for half the money that you'd be willing to do it for. Like this picture, I don't know what this is going to be. This is completely, you know, just because I can do it. You know, that's all this is. There's no idea behind it. Nothing. And I'm not even sure what the result is going to be. Could probably put some mountains in here, maybe a ravine in through here somewhere. I'm pretty sure this top section is going to be clouds. Probably from here all the way over there, quite possibly, there'll be clouds. And I could put a mountain range in through here. Make it a landscape, possibly, but here, you take a look. See, that's a good deal of space. But like I said, I just started doing this today. And there's no particular rhyme for it. There's no reason for it, and just doing it. See if I can get you a better picture up here. Do like this, I guess. Ooh, that doesn't look too good. Crap. Come on. See? You can see all this right here. I hope you can see this here. Hang on, let me turn on the... No, that doesn't help at all. That's great, Cody. But see, put some clouds in the top area there, and then put a mountain or a ravine down toward the middle or the bottom, one of the two. I'm going to put this back down before I drop it. And then my neighbors are going to have something to talk about. Although her and the kids are not home right now. They won't be home till later. Probably about 6:30 or 7:30, something like that. Oh. I've used a similar approach for this with like this with a couple of other things that I did. what was it I did? The library banner that I did, the imagination banner I did for the local library up the street. The slogan was bringing imagination to young minds. I did something similar with that banner by putting one piece on that wall over there and taking the other piece and setting it up on this wall over here. You can see all the little pin marks from the thumbtacks. I did that on purpose. Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is. But I put it in two pieces, and it turned out to be about 24.5 feet long, about 3 feet high, like this. You know, well, actually, this is 3 feet up, like it is. So it's possibly the same width, but the length was 24.5 feet long. And it took me about, I don't know, 2-3 weeks to do that. I used the same approach with the library banner, and then I did the same thing with Storm Diablo for my sister in San Diego. And it worked out very well for that too. Not sure how long Diablo took. I think Diablo took about a month, 6 weeks, something like that. I'm not sure. But it was a good painting, you know, and I used both walls to work on the painting, and I think I had the painting over there, and I had sketches over here, sketches on this wall that I had done for it, and then I would have it up over on that wall so that the paper could stay flat like this. Would let it stay like that until I was ready to take it down, put it across the table where the laptop is right now, and then do some more work on it. And I would do that, and I did that for about a month and a half, something like that. I'm pretty sure anyway. But whenever I'm trying to work on something and work on something really specific, I try to, and also depending on the scale, I'll try to use the walls to put them up on, so I can get a good look. So you can put something on the wall, then you can let yourself step back. You know, for me, when I step back, I go to the doorway to the kitchen, and I'll stand back over here. You know, I'm not going to go completely out of frame here, but I'll stand back over here at about 3 more feet. I'd be in the kitchen doorway, and I would be able to look at the wall over there, and I'd be able to see what I have, and then give my little criticisms or whatever, and I do criticize. Specifically if it's my own. And then I'll take a good long look at it, see what I need to correct, and see what looks okay, and try to go from there. Using this approach, it works for the most part, but I don't always do this. When you're talking about when you're talking about drawings that are, you know, quite possibly only this big, I won't do that. You know, like only this big, forget it. I'm not going to tack it up on a wall and stand back in the kitchen just so I can take a look at it. I'll have it on my drawing table right in front of me, be working on it, and then, you know, I'll work on it till it's finished. Oh, this is an old sketch. But what I'll do for the drawings, if it's like right there on the drawing table, and after I do some work, I'll stand up and I'll take a look at it, and sometimes I'll step back from it, you know, a little bit so I can get another look at it. You know, perception is extremely important for an artist. You've got to let yourself try to see things in different perspectives. Try to have a different perspective. You need to try to do that. Because if you do, then you can stay open-minded about it. And you can compare ideas. And maybe you'll be able to do something with something that you're working on that you hadn't thought about before. And you can apply the same idea with a lot of things, and it can be pretty good if you do that, you know. So it's great like that. Art is for everybody. It is intended to be for everybody. But you've got to have patience. You've got to have the patience in order to immerse yourself in art and to be able to draw, to paint, or to do anything that you really want to do. You've got to be able to let yourself be patient enough to do that. Have a good sense of temper, patience, imagination. I mean, imagination is great, and imagination is important. But without the patience and the temperament to be able to use it, if you don't have those things, then your imagination is useless. You can't use just one tool, you know, to do something like that. It won't work that way. And it's taken me years to learn things like this. And input is good too. The more input you can get from different people that might be artists, writers, or whoever, you know, maybe your parents, close friends, not so close friends, who knows. Input is a great thing to do, a great thing to have for a writer. Yeah, for an artist. Crap, I'm not writing this year. Oh boy. But I am running dramatically low on tea. So there's that. Let's see. Ego is not something that is good for an artist to have, or for a person to have. It is so completely against everything that an artist should try to have. If you're going to have anything, have imagination, have patience, have a good temper, have a level head about what you're doing, and have your imagination and, you know, talent, skill, whatever. All those are great. But, oh, for the love of God, if you can avoid an ego, do yourself a favor and don't have an ego. If you can avoid it, do that, you know. When I was 16, I was a monster. I was a monster because I had so much ego. And I was terrible. I mean, I was a great artist and everything. Yeah, okay, you know, I was that. But I had the ego that went with it. And because everybody kept telling me that, you know, yeah, you're such a great artist. Yeah, okay. And I was 16. And of course, you know, when you're a teenager, when you're a teenager, you're going to make so many thousands of mistakes as a teenager and as a person. But if you have talent, it's amplified so much worse, you know. And I'm not picking on anybody except myself, so don't worry. Man, why is my nose itching so much today? Annoying. Let's see. I think over the years I've managed to grow up enough so that I don't have an ego. Or if I do have one, it's because I'm a dad. It's because I have a daughter. That's the only reason I really have to have an ego these days. But I'm proud. You know, I'm a proud dad. So, you know, what can I say? Screw it if you don't like it. You know. Let's see. But you know, it's a good reason to have a small ego. I try to put my glasses on and I get an itch. What's up? I don't know. All right, let's try this again. I think I'm going to need to buy another pair. Yeah, still got plenty of time. But if you can avoid an ego, do that. Because it'll make things so much easier for yourself, for friends, for family. And you know, you'll be able to be a smarter person and a wiser person that much sooner in life instead of later. But like I said, you know, it took me years to learn the things that I've learned, which is the same for anybody else. You don't learn a lot of things overnight, you know. But you do learn a lot of things over time. And that's a good, I think that's a good opinion to have. So, let's see. I better get back to work. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. And I'm out of tea again. Get a drink real quick. I do have a number of dream projects that I want to do, such as the Brave Little Tailor, Jack and the Beanstalk. I am curious about doing War of the Worlds. Kind of wonder about that. I thought I would be doing Arwen and Frodo on this sheet instead of what I'm doing now, except that because of things happening the way they did, Arwen and Frodo got delayed and basically pushed back. Wow, it went in. Got pushed back till November, most likely. Let's see, what else? Arwen and Frodo, Smog. What was that? Bilbo and Smog. That's another one. I still intend to do that. I had done it once before as a drawing, and I could still see myself doing it as another drawing. I did think about painting it once, but I don't know. It would take a great deal of paint, but as you can see from this, it would also take a great deal of pencil to do this. I didn't hit my head. I hit my hand on the door frame thingy. But I've got such a list of things I want to do. It's a really long list. I got like 3 pages that I still don't have, even half of which are done or planning. God, I look like I'm eating for 2 these days. But who knows? This might turn out to be Smog. This might turn out to be Smog flying against the backdrop or something. I don't know. But if I do, I would need to do some sketches for it because it would take a great deal of time to really do this with graphite. Because even though graphite is really useful, and you can use it for so much, and you can really use it for so much, not just shading, but you can also use it for for forms and everything, such as this. The moon over here, all I did was use some graphite. Where is it? I used a blending stick and this, and I traced around certain parts of it, and I left out the majority of the circle itself. And you can see that up here when I take another picture of it. And then I just took dipped it in some graphite, and then started shading it in. Shading it in over here and filling in the moon so that it looks like a moon. Well, not only looks like a moon, but also looks like it has cloud cover to it. And I did that until I was able to get to the effect that I wanted. Which, there's still going to be much more over here to fill in this entire area here. Because I want that moon completely engulfed by it. Not overpowered, but not overpowered so you don't see the moon. But I want it surrounded by the graphite so that it looks like it's a permanent part of it. You know, it's like a dark night, it's a cloudy night, whatever. And you just want to take it and do like this, you know, and just go in and just very simply, without blocking up without going inside the line too much. What the hell? Without completely blocking up the moon and everything. Just a minute. I gotta see what this is. Oh boy. Shit. Great. I gotta answer that. Okay, yeah. Who knows how long that's gonna take. Okay, alright, what? Yeah, got it. Alright, alright, never mind. I'll continue this later. Looks like you've been called off for the day. Hang around, and I'll get back. I'll get back with a second part to this when I can. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Stupid phone.